Welcome to the Greatness School. This is your brother Ambrose Weather Esquire, lawyer, author, and mentor. From the Greatness School, the Greatness Talk platform today, we want to look at 24 best decisions a young lawyer can make at the start of his or her law career. United Nations defines a young lawyer as a person who has 5 or less years since being called to the bar or since admission. Why 24? Pure gold has 24 carats. A complete day has 24 hours. For you to be complete and pure, you need 24 decisions that will make you pure, that will make you complete, that will ensure that you are starting strong into the legal profession. You are supposed to build pillars. Pillars. So these decisions, they are decisions for you to build pillars. Looking back from my experience, spanning to over almost 3 decades in law practice, I have now come to the realization that there are some decisions that one ought to make at the beginning of the law career. Some of us did not have the privilege to make these decisions, either because we didn't know or we didn't place premium on some of this. But for you coming up in the 21st century, with the new innovations and challenges and new phases of legal practice, you need to understand and to implement this. So what are these decisions? Number 1, you have to decide from the outset to take full responsibility for your life. It may sound simple, it may sound obvious, it may say, why not? But this is the first decision you need to take charge of your life. Not to wait for anybody, not to blame people, not to think it is other people's responsibility to build you into a viable, good, strong, successful lawyer. It is your own decision you make, and you take full responsibility. You become a very responsible, focused person. You take responsibility to lead your life to the destiny you have chosen. Many people live around blaming people, blaming the environment, blaming the water they drink, blaming the economy, blaming government, blaming. And when you remember, whatever you blame, you empower. You transfer your sovereignty and authority to whatever you are blaming. So the first thing you need, the first decision you make is, from year 1 moving, I will take full responsibility for my life. I will be responsible for the decisions I make. Mistakes I make, I will own up. I will rectify them. The good things I do, I will improve on them. It is me. You are required to say, on matters in my life, the buck stops with me. So that you only trouble with God and yourself. Then others come next. Don't blame government. Don't blame the economy. Don't blame people, don't blame the education system, don't blame the religious formations, don't blame the profession. Take full responsibility. The second decision you have to make, and you can make, is to set a clear life vision. You're not going to go anywhere unless you see where you are going, you know where you want to go. In fact, the good book, the Bible says, where there's no vision, the people lose restraint or they perish. You need to know. You need to see the desired end before you start. You see where you will end, where you are going, your destiny, before you start the journey. What you see and what you desire determines the direction you have to take, the effort you have made, the speed, the means, and the sacrifices you have to make to reach the vision, the destination you have chosen. In that vision, you have to choose and decide that I want to be a great, glorious, and celebrated lawyer, successful, giving good service, honored. You have to occupy the highest echelons of professional achievement. This vision, you have to crystallize it. You have to write it down. And you have to make a point of looking at it on a daily basis. Put it on tablets. Put it in writing. Put it in your diary. Put it in front of, put it in your office. Your vision. Vision. You'll see public institutions, you'll see companies, private companies, even the biggest. They have a vision to be this, to achieve this, to impact society like this, to do this. So you have to set a clear career, life vision. Decision number 3. Decision number 3 is to deliberately plan your career life. If you want to build a tower, you must sit down, estimate the costs. The moment you call it a tower, it means you have seen it, it is in your mind, you have crystallized it. Counting the costs means you sit down, you plan, you know what you require, how much it will cost. So you have to deliberately sit down, estimate the price you have to pay to achieve the vision, to achieve a career destiny, a career legacy of good success and glory. This will require that you organize yourself. You must be strategic and ordered. Write down your objectives, your goals, your dreams. Write down how you're going to achieve them. What you need to do. What we call a work plan. What you have to do to achieve what you want, what you desire. Do not live a loose life. Yote yawezekana life as a lawyer, as a young lawyer, leader. Checkered, planned, life full of objectives and goals, achievables, strategy, and so on and so forth. So ensure that you deliberately plan your life. Number 4, you have to decide to pursue good knowledge. Coming out of university and having graduated does not mean you have sufficient knowledge you need to soar into successful legal practice or a legal career. In fact, most university graduations, you are only given the power to read. So you have to decide that you are going to exercise that power you are given of reading. Increase what you know. Increase your levels of understanding. The amount of good quality knowledge you have. Quality and relevant. You have to continue the mental growth, your comprehension skills. You have to search for research, get good information and growing knowledge. Continuing learning, you have to embrace it. Throughout, wide reading, research, training, seminars, talks, you have to pursue good knowledge. In fact, it's advisable that you pursue further education to the limit. It's also advisable, and you have to decide to diversify your education. Qualifications in law require to be augmented with other qualifications. What do I mean? You'll find that as a lawyer, you have graduated with a law degree or various law degrees, but you need to augment it with things like information technology. You need to augment it with economics, business. You need to augment it with management. So pursue good knowledge in law and additional. Keep up with the new developments in law and all related matters so that you are always current. Your knowledge is current, your knowledge is good, your knowledge is expanded. Don't limit yourself, don't restrict yourself to the knowledge you acquired while you are still in college, while you are still in university. It could be stale. Knowledge grows stale, just like information grows stale. To pursue good Number 5, you have to decide to continue building capacity. What is that? Improving your abilities in competency and delivery. Improving your skills. You continue in personal growth. You increase your practical abilities. You become better and fast. In other words, you say that you upskill, you reskill. Upskill means you continue sharpening your skills. Reskill means you renew some useful skills when they are becoming stale. Accumulate good experience. What does that mean? You go for continuing training, continuing sharpening of your skills. For instance, you need to develop skills in the application of information and communication technology. Technology changes on a regular basis, very, very consistently. Therefore, you have to continue building capacity. Keep up with the developments in law, in ICT, in economies, and how you are able to interact. 6th decision, you have to decide to build financial literacy, financial knowledge, how to apply knowledge about money. Remember, money is used to measure and transfer value. Your services will be measured in terms of money, and money will be transferred to you in exchange of your legal services. What makes you a good lawyer, besides your capacity, is the value you present in the marketplace. Some clients will not trust you unless you are financially very stable. Therefore, you learn how to attract money. Remember, money is earned by attracting it, not looking for it. You don't look for it. There's nowhere where you go and look for money. There's no forest where people go to look for money. You attract the money through the skills you provide. As a lawyer, you'll attract clients who will then give services, and then they give you money in exchange. Your value attracts money. So you learn how to spend money well on things that bring you more value, that brings value on things of good value. How to save money for investment, how to multiply money, investments, trading, and so on and so forth. Then you learn how to protect money. And you learn how to build wealth and abundance. And you go beyond to build what we would call generational wealth, and how to pass it to the next generation. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance to the children of his children. One of the legacies you should leave as you leave this universe is you have left an inheritance, and a good one, for your grandchildren going. In other words, your wealth must run 3 generations and beyond. Decide that you will build financial literacy. Number 7, decide to pursue specialization. Law itself is a career too wide. From college, from university, you are taught all aspects of law, so that from there you can specialize in any field. What is specialization? Specialization, you narrow down to an area, then you master that area. So you decide on the asset to choose a clear career path. For instance, you have to choose, I want to be a court lawyer. I want to be an in-house counsel. I want to be a law teacher. That is a clear career path. Under that, you have to choose areas of law you want to practice. Is it civil? It is criminal? It's commercial? It is admiralty, and so on and so forth. Then you go down further to decide which thematic areas do I want to put in my energy. So when you talk of civil, it can be civil, but you're practicing real property, commercial, family, You can also choose to specialize in terms of jurisdiction. You are in the family law division. You are a practitioner in the high courts, subordinate courts, or superior courts. You can also specialize through station or region. Decide, I will be in this country, or I will be in this region, or I will be in this town. But all in all, we are saying you cannot practice all the law everywhere at all times. You will be a master of none, and that therefore means your value will be lower. Clients look for specialized legal services. So specialization increases your value, increases your worth, and increases your knowledge, and increases your usefulness. So pursue specialization from the word go. Number 8, you have to decide to chisel out a virtuous character. You have to make your own decision what kind of a human being you want to be, what kind of personality traits you want to exemplify in society, who you want to be, what you don't want to be, and what you want to be. Life gives you choices. You have to choose who you want to be. You can't decide to be honest or dishonest. The choice is yours. You can decide to be a man of integrity, a man or woman of integrity, or a hypocrite. The choice is yours. So you have to chisel it. And the character is grown out. You chisel it. You cut it out of yourself so that it comes out. The personal traits that will endear you and make you a better lawyer would be character of honesty. You are relatively honest. Honest in important things. You may be dishonest in small things, like somebody asks you, how are you? You say, I'm fine. Yet you have a headache or something. But matters finances, matters relationship with the client, matters in dealing with other people, matters where trust is involved, you choose to be honest. You build up traits of courage. There are times you have to represent or be with clients that are unpopular. You have to stand up by them. Sometimes you have to make decisions and make pronouncements that are risky and puts you at risk. You need courage. You need compassion. Other people's suffering also touch you. You are a human being. You need fidelity, fairness, self-control, prudence with resources. These are what we call examples of virtuous character. You choose to bring them out. You have to walk the talk. It is not easy. It is not obvious there. That's why we use the word chisel out. You can't bring them up with a chisel. You cut the parts out like this, and then a virtuous character comes out. Number 9, the 9th decision you have to take the path of professional discipline. Apart from virtuous character, there are demands, there are rules, there are ethics that govern the legal profession. You can choose to be a transgressor, or you choose to comply. The legal ethics, ethical values that are meant for lawyers that you have to uphold: courtesy, civility, dressing like a lawyer, discipline, honor, carrying yourself in a honorable and distinguished manner, speaking language befitting of a lawyer. You just choose to take the path of professional discipline. It is not easy. It's not a walk in the park. It's a deliberate choice you have to make, and it's a tough walk you have to go through. But you choose it. You just decide, for me, I will take professional discipline. When it comes to money, fiduciary duty of care to my client, I will be honest, I will be straight. It comes to duty of loyalty, I will be loyal. I will keep confidences. Take the path of professional discipline. Many lawyers have been destroyed. Good lawyers, brilliant, specialized, great. But they have gone down. Why? Because they did not take the path of professional discipline. Number 10. Master soft skills. Your university degrees and qualifications are hard skills. What are soft skills? These are intangible practical abilities and capacities that enable you to connect to people and the environment. They're like the oil that you apply on your hard skills to make them useful and palatable and relevant for use. For instance, you know the law in your head. You've been taught and trained. But when you go to court, there are soft skills that will enable you to become useful. For instance, ability to communicate persuasively. Arriving in court in time. Time budgeting and management. These are soft skills. They're not taught in law school. Critical thinking, creative thinking, ability to think on your feet. Ability to read and discern the court and discern people. Ability to connect to people. Decision making. These are soft skills. You do not have them. Your law will be raw. It will be raw. And you may not be able to earn well from it. It is the soft skills that make you tick. They oil your hard skills. Therefore, make a deliberate choice to learn and master soft skills. Be very persuasive, a good communicator, an orator, a good talk, somebody who talks well, a wordsmith. You have compassion, critical thinking, team building, time budgeting, time management. All this are in the category of soft skills you need. Decide that you'll master. They're not taught at law school. So you make a decision and you go for it. Number 11. You decide to build a good name. A good name is chosen. You work it out. What is a good name? A good name is how you are perceived by the public, by other people, your professional colleagues, your clients, people who see you. And a good name is a name that is respectable, a name that brings value, a name that has achievements, a name that is honorable. A name that has set itself apart as a brand. You are known for something. As a lawyer, you are known for as a lawyer in a specific area. You are known for honesty. A good name is one that is trusted, reliable. So you build a good professional reputation. It's a choice you have to make. How do you do so? Through good character, virtuous character, hard work, trust, delivery, speed. You build your systems of work and style. You provide quality and timely services. When your name springs up, people know that this one is in this field. When your name comes up, people know that is a lawyer. And a good lawyer worth trusting. And it's a good lawyer in this field of study. So decide from the day one that you are building a good name. That means you'll have self-control. There are things you will not do. There are things you will not say for the sake of building a good name. There are some things, although you may desire them, you will not do them just because you're building a good name. Number 12. Decide to develop quality relationships. Everything you want or desire in life are in the hands of another person. Everything. Everything. Remember, lawyering is a service, not for yourself. You didn't go to law school for yourself. You went to law school for others. The services you render are not for yourself. They are for others. You are rewarded for the service, but you serve other people. Humanity is connected on the basis of service for one another. Humanity is hinged on relationships. Quality relationships is about networking. It's about connecting. It's about building yourself among people. Making good friends. Making networks, quality networks. Connecting with family. connections. Decide that I will make quality relationship. Each time I have an opportunity, I will go out of my way to make quality relationship, to network, to connect to people. How do you do this? Learn how to honor people. Generosity, hospitality, being on hand to help. Build quality relationships. A decision you have to make, so that you are going to treat people with respect. You are going to treat people with honor. You are going to get out of your way to connect to people. You are going to look out for people. You are not going to look out for connections. And you are going to temper your words and actions so that a good relationship develops. Number 13, 13th decision, to pursue God's heart. What do I mean? Spiritual alignment. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So pursuing God's heart is pursuing wisdom. It also says the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Pursuing God's heart will enable you to learn divine principles and laws, those that run this physical universe. You learn them, you get to know them, and you're able to harness them to your advantage. You're able to follow them, you're able to use them, you're able to align yourself with them so that you soar, you succeed, you thrive. For instance, one of the laws, one of the divine laws is the law of honor. Honor all men. Here men means men, women, and male and female. Honor. Honor allows you to connect to people. It opens doors in people's hearts. Pursuing God's heart enables you to pursue the path of self-awareness. You get to know who you are, where you came from, your heritage, where you are going, where will you be if you then exit this world. You understand your life purpose, you understand your potential and the meaning of your life. That's pursuing God's heart. God is the divine creator of all things. It's a descriptive term for the divine creator of all things. Whatever name you use for God, the King of Kings. So what do I say? Be in a relationship with the divine creator of all things. Be at peace with him. Connect with him. Learn at his table. Sit down, let him teach you. Let him teach you his laws and show you that these are the laws that govern this. For instance, the law of value. I said you don't look for money, you attract money. How do you attract money? By becoming valuable. And then people will bring the money to you as you exchange with your services. Decide to pursue God's own heart. It will give you wisdom. Decision number 14. The 14th decision is embrace physical wellness. A good lawyer is a fit lawyer, a fine lawyer. You can't be a good lawyer when you are unwell. If you lose your mind, you can't be a lawyer at all, despite your learning, despite your certificate. So you need to have a healthy and strong body and mind. That means you decide you will eat carefully, eat balanced diet, eat food, not poison. What do I mean? Some drugs are poisons. There are some drugs we use to heal the body, but some are poison. Alcohol is poison. Quite a number of things may be poisonous and they actually deteriorate the body. You decide, no, I will eat quality, good, balanced diet. Good food. I will exercise the body. The body needs to exercise to strengthen itself, to renew itself. You will protect the body from internal and external dangers. So the areas, environment you will not go because it's dangerous. Your eyes can be taken away, your ears, and also you will entertain the body, you will renew, you will motivate yourself, you will rest, you will sleep. You have to decide regularly, I will embrace wellness as a matter of choice. not by chance. So do not allow yourself, your physical wellness, to be something you don't think about, you don't worry about, you don't invest in it. You have to invest in physical wellness. That's why great lawyers go to the gym. They take breaks, they take holidays. Because all this you need in the area of physical wellness in order to practice effectively, efficiently, and with full energy. The 15th best decision you can make is to develop deep love for work. What does that mean? You have to embrace work as good and rewarding, not as you work for existence. It is something to be enjoyed. It is something you have to look forward to. An avenue for transferring value is the way you need to look at it, the lens you need to use. Have respect and commitment to work. Work for work's own sake. Work for the sake of services. Work for the sake of value. Work for the sake of delivery. Choose to earn through work. You embrace diligence, dependability, productivity. What does it mean? You reject laziness, idleness, in all their forms. Decide to love work and to love good works. There is work, and good works are the outcomes of work. It's a decision you have to make, embrace, and implement. The 16th best decision you can make is to submit to mentorship. Remember, nothing is new under the sun. You are not the first, and you will not be the last. Submit and get under authority to be taught, to be trained, to be tested, to be made good by the people who have been there before, who are going there where you are going. Therefore, you must identify and have life and professional mentors. People speak to your life, people train you, people transfer their experience, their good experience and successes to people who are willing to say, step where I've stepped, walk the talk with me. Mentorship. Submit to authority and the tutelage of mentors. That requires that you choose role models in areas of life where you want to grow. There is your professional life role model. There is your skills role model. There is your soft skills role model. And then there is the ultimate role model, our Lord Jesus Christ. You read about your models. You know about them. You emulate them. Remember, imitation is a strategy. There's nothing wrong with it. Apostle Paul himself said, imitate me as I imitate Christ. God himself tells us, look to Abraham. If you want to see what it means to be successful, if you want to view yourself as a human being, look to Abraham. So submit to mentorship. People they may be around you. They may have passed on. They may have been away, but their writings, their speeches, their talks can give you good mentorship. Become teachable and learn from the best. The 17th best decision you can make, start a family. To start a family. Remember, you are somebody's child. You are somebody's child. We all come from families. Forget about words like broken families, single parents, or whatever. A family, as long as you are two or more, that is a family. A family is the smallest unit of society, of a country, of a nation, of a continent. It was created by the divine creator of all things. That is the unit. He started a family. He started a family system where there is male, there is female, there are offspring. And then there's heritage. Then there's generation. If you look at Jesus Christ, you see how his family is traced from the first man, Adam, going down. Heritage. Your family gives you the heritage. It gives you position. It gives you social and emotional stability. You anchor on it. Therefore, I would recommend from my experience, you marry or get married. And if you are able and blessed, sire children. It is good, it is profitable to have a family. You get mental stability, social stability, and you're also growing through a family. So, one of the best decisions you can make in your early part of career is to start a family. Don't wait until you are too old. It will be too late. In fact, for ladies, there's an age when you reach, now you can't give birth to children. That's a divine law. Even if you try to interfere with the system, but the divine law requires you that you do it in your youth. The 18th best decision you can make is to keep good company. Keep good company. Remember, iron sharpens iron. The greatness school is part of your company. It works to sharpen you. So you keep good company of good people who challenge your potential, people who challenge you to grow, positively challenge you. Be with people who stretch your potential. Have good friends, people who grow you. Good company includes books. It includes YouTube videos. It includes things and environment that makes you grow, become better, enlarges your potential, increases your value. That's why I recommend, if you find our videos and this video good, enlightening, and educative, subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button and also the notification bell, so that when other new videos, because we are going to do it, this is an assignment, this is a calling that we are going to do as long as God gives us life to continue, and therefore they will be coming. Keep good company. Company that leads you to progress and prosperity. Increases you in value, grows you in a special way, and you become better. 19th best decision is to become an entrepreneur. To become an entrepreneur. And the entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business or businesses for gain, for growth, for profit, all this. So you have to decide to run your business, to run your professional calling as a business. You have to provide value in exchange for rewards. You engage in diverse businesses. You receive income, you invest it to increase it, to multiply it. You serve people in various capacities. Whatever income you get, you invest, you take business and financial risks for gain, for you to increase. You have to learn to multiply money, to multiply wealth, to increase in net worth. Why is this necessary? Because you need finances to continue financing your education, your training, increasing in knowledge, increasing your skill, building capacity. All this requires massive investments if you're going to remain a relevant, a brilliant, and capable, skilled lawyer. So you must make a decision from the beginning. I will be an entrepreneur. I will engage in good business. I will use and apply my profession as a business. It's a calling, but you run it as a business. Profit and loss has to be addressed. Decision number 20. The 20th best decision you can make is to build passive income. What is passive income? Financial income from sources in which you are not actively or directly involved or participate to earn. They keep on bringing without your direct involvement, direct daily, weekly, yearly participation. They're like from investments. What are examples of passive investment? From rental income from property, dividends from shares, royalties from writings and books. These make up examples of good passive. You have to decide. What does that mean? You have to invest. Invest in things that bring money to your pocket when you're not working on them. Why is this necessary? As a lawyer, this is an insurance in case you cannot work for any reason. You may not work for ill health. You may have lost your job. There may be no clients in those areas. There may be any reason that makes you lose your source of income. That the corona came in and closed down legal service business for some time. Those who had passive income were able to continue earning. This is also how you grow and multiply wealth. You take care of unforeseen while you grow in terms of net worth. This is also how you take care of your coming retirement. You plan for it and you take care of it. It requires years and years of investment, little by little. Passive income. Decide to build. Decision number 21. The 21st best decision is investing in real property. Decide to invest in real property. What is real property? Land and buildings. Why? Land and buildings continue to grow in value the world over. As long as the human race still are in existence and they need shelter and they live in shelter and they get their food from the land, land still remains the most reliable, good, and profitable investment. Remember, God, the first creation, created Adam, he gave him a garden. That was land. When you read the history of the Jewish nation, what did God give them? Land. Abraham, what did God promise him? Land. Look around you, you will find that land remains one of the most viable, good investments. Therefore, from day one as you grow, decide that you will invest in real property. Real property. It's advisable to own the house where you live so that you don't have to pay rent. You buy it, you own it, you house yourself, and you're able to feed yourself. The 22nd most best decision you can make, number 22, is to be a cheerful giver. To be a cheerful giver. The good Lord says, he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Giving is a divine law. And is a law with a promise of a refreshment or repayment. But now in good measure, shaken together, pressed down. In other words, it is profitable. How do you give? Volunteer your services in certain areas. Engage in pro bono work. Support charity. Embrace philanthropy. Feed, water others, lift others, train others. Have your students, your disciples. We are lawyers because we are trained by other lawyers. It's your responsibility to decide from the beginning, I will also train others. The chain will continue. It will not stop with me. Be a cheerful giver, a cheerful trainer, a cheerful philanthropist. Why cheerful? You give it out of your heart. You are happy about it. Not that you are compelled. Not that you are desiring to gain. You give it cheerfully out of a happy heart. Number 23, the 23rd most best decision you can make is to learn to overcome occupational hazards. The work of a lawyer attracts a lot of risks, a lot of hazards. You'll suffer what is called vicarious trauma, listening to horrendous stories from clients, sharing deep, hilarious secrets, horrendous secrets, living the pain of others as they narrate them to you as you walk with them. Because the work of a lawyer involves conflicting, rivaling interests, you will suffer bad stress. You will be fatigued. Sometimes you'll experience burnout. The fire just dies. You just go the fire and you have no more willingness to proceed. So you must know these things. You must know about it. You must be aware and decide from the beginning, how am I going to detect that I'm burnt out? How am I going to take that I'm traumatized in a bad way? And how am I going to deal with it? How am I going to overcome it? These are things you have to decide from the word go and prepare for them and be ready for them. Final number 24, the 24th decision. You have to decide to become a wordsmith. A wordsmith. Who is a wordsmith? Somebody skilled in communication, both spoken and written, very skilled. You know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and where to say it. Style, tone, dressing, understanding the audience, mastering good communication skills. A lawyer must be a wordsmith. A good lawyer is a wordsmith. So you have to train, you have to practice, you have to be tutored, you have to become. If you make these 24 decisions at the beginning and you erect pillars for them and you follow them and you sharpen them and you continue, it's guaranteed over 80% that you will be a successful, great, and working, and wonderful lawyer. In conclusion, allow me to quote Martin Luther King Jr., American civil rights lawyer and pastor. He said this, and you take this to heart. He said this, and I quote, "Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." End of quote. I can only tell you, take the first step. Thank you so much.